Graceland was an album that changed his life. It's like it's one of those.
Changed my life too.
He was
Why is that?
Man, it's because the timing was perfect when we needed the Graceland. You know, the country was going down really bad, and special musicians, because musicians they were used to play for the protest in, like when they want to talk about Nelson Mandela or the other leaders, they will bring the musicians to play to bring a big crowd.
Yeah.
So that's how we were used, but he was not good at all. But then when Paul showed up, we didn't even know who Paul Simon was, and when I got a call, I was like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy, I can't speak English, but hey, maybe this is it. This is the end of my problem.
Yeah.
But we took chances, and Paul was kind enough to just give me an opportunity to be me, and create a lot of stuff. Because too, there was a lot of nervousness because I wasn't part of the record label.
Yeah.
And I was independent, and during that time my mother was sick, and I was looking for a job that's going to pay me. So I was working as a mechanic for a minute, and then I got this call like 2 months later, at my mechanic job, and Paul Simon was looking for me. My God, I was scared. I was dropping some things because I didn't even know who Paul Simon.
Yeah.
It's an English name, so who's this guy?
Paul
But my boss
looking
is
for
like
you.
singing the songs, Sounds of Silence, these songs, that songs, and I'm like, no, I don't know that one. Because in the township we like 1415 groups, hectic.
Yeah.
And then he said, Paul Simon, he sings the reggae song Mother and Child Reunion, and I'm like, well, he's a Rasta. Because I know the song is a reggae song, is a Rasta. He says, no. He's from Jamaica, but he didn't say Queens. He said Queens later. I'm like, Jamaica?
Who's this white guy?
I was like, oh, he's a Jamaica. He's from Jamaica. He's a Rasta. He's like, no, he's not a Rasta. He's from Jamaica, Queens. I'm like, man.
Oh, it sounds like he knew what he was doing.
And then
though.
he gave me the money to take a bus instead of the train because the train is crowded. And then I took the bus and I go to the studio, and Paul Simon was there sitting on the floor and playing the small toys, the cars with a bunch of kids. And I'm like, man, from my mechanic job and then to the daycare, what the hell is going on? And I got my fretless. Now I didn't have a case, and I'm greasy hands. I just look so bad. But Paul's like, yeah, welcome here. We love your stuff. I've had some of your stuff, the original, like Boy in the Bubble, the original one. And then since then we start working. But for me, it was a lot of stuff going on, like overplay, don't overplay, do this, don't.
Yeah.
It was a lot of thinking, and I said, wait a minute, this is a great opportunity, so I just got to follow and do the right thing.
Yeah. And then, how was that, first time meeting Paul? Was there, an instant personal connection there, or was it very, business?
It was business, and of course I couldn't speak, I couldn't talk with him. And so we had a translator, the blind guy.
A blind translator?
Paul Simon loves your bass playing, and... I said, tell him, I said, thank you. He's speaking the language, and was back and forth the language. And then when I play some nice stuff, Paul is smiling, and I'm like, oh, I still got a job.
Yeah, well, you know that language, right? The body language.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, I was playing the fretless, it was a new sound for Paul. I'm sure he's heard about Jacos and other fretless pianos. But my stuff to play the fretless on the South African groove, for me was like, I'm going to be saved by my tone.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the engineer, Roy Haley, was with me. He made the bass sound unbelievable. He was doing stuff that I've never seen anybody doing it in South Africa, putting the blanket on top of the amp and just driving me crazy. But when I listened back, I said, yeah, man. This
You're proud of it, right?
Oh, yeah. He's using the musician. When the man loved the music, somebody sent him the music of South Africa, and he fell in love with that music, and then he called us. He just went to South Africa to record, spend his money, and he loved the music. We taught him some stuff. There was a time when we were playing the groove, and then he asked us, "Where's one?" What? Nobody has asked me one. I don't know. Say I have my own one.
Right. Wow. How old were you when you like walk in the studio for the first time with Paul?
Like I think about maybe 28, 29.
Yeah.
I think I was ready to work. I was ready to make some money.
At what point is Paul like, I want you to come on tour with me and like come, or you guys like, didn't you go to New York and finish the album or something?
we finished some stuff recording in South Africa, and then Paul is like, look, we're gonna have to fly you guys to New York to record more stuff in New York, and without any papers or passport.
Yeah.
I had to find somebody to take us to the police station to get some paperwork and get ready to fly to America.
And you're just like, I'm ready to go. You're nervous.
Man, I've never been on the plane. First, I was nervous to get on the plane, but I'm like, I don't care, man. Whatever happens, I'm out of this country. And
that had to have been so exciting.
I got on the plane. I don't even know how to eat with a fork and knife. They give us like this. I'm like, man, I can't believe this. We're sitting in the first class and drinking champagne, my God. And I'm like, wow, I've been drinking a bad wine, like $5 wine.
Have you ever had champagne before?
Yeah?
Had you had champagne before?
No.
First time? What'd you think?
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
After a couple of those glasses, man, everybody was clinking like crazy. The excitement was building up. But then, you fly 17 hours. After 6 hours, you're like, what the hell is America?
Yeah.
You look outside, there's nothing. You're still flying. They
Right.
said, sir, you're going to have breakfast in a few minutes. You eat, you wake up, you're still flying. Man, it was unbelievable. And then we show up at JFK.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, we are in America.
Yeah. And then when he's like, all right, come to New York. We're going to record there a couple weeks or whatever. Are you still, the goal is like in your mind, like I'm going to go to America, record this, and then probably go back to South Africa? Or is he like, I want to tour with you guys, or that comes later?
No, the tour came later. The tour came later after we finished recording in New York, and then we go back home.
Yeah.
And then 2 months later, I'm taking a cab from township to the city, and I hear call me out. I say, wait a minute. I'm sitting with a bunch of strangers, and I hear this song, and then I'm like freaking out, and I tell people, that's me playing.
That's awesome.
The driver, the taxi driver, he stopped the car, and then I hit the front seat, the seat in front of me. Like, shut up. That's not you. You don't even know these people. And I'm like, wow.
You're taking me to the airport.
But now, too, I'm like confused. Maybe it's somebody else, I don't know, but.
Yeah.
Did he use you? Yeah.
This is amazing. And then 2 months later, I get a call to say, well, get your passport together, and then you come to America again, and for rehearsal, we'll meet in London.
Wow.
Fly to London, and I said, man, we made it. The song was playing like 3, 4, 5 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking Chevy Chase in there on the music video.
I got mad about that when I saw the video, and I'm like, wait a minute. How is Chevy Chase doing this? But then, Paul explained like, hey, he's an actor. So, this was good to get the song exciting.
Yeah. Wow.
But, that song saved my life because, too, I just asked to do some slapping on the song.
Yeah.
And they buy it. Paul is like, yeah, we'll take it. But if it's not good, we'll replace with something else.
Yeah.
And that was it for me.
Yeah.
How many takes did you do of
one take?
I mean, of the song as a whole, you just did it in
one time, especially when it came to.
So he didn't have any other okay, here's a B version of him playing more reserved?
No, it was one time I played dun 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 dun, and then there was a breakdown, and then I asked Paul, it's my birthday today. Can I just,
It's my birthday.
can I
today.
get excited a little bit? And Paul is like, yeah, sure. We'll keep it if it's good. If not,
Yeah.
we'll find something else. And I play one time, and then the engineers stopped me. Like, I did this, don't, and then stop. And I'm like, I guess they don't like it. And then he calls me, come here, come to the control room. And I go to the control room. He's doing the backwards thing. He's like, check this out now. You're going to have to learn how to play this way. He plays this. I'm like, oh my God.
Play backwards now.
No, I'm never. It's like, oh my God. I go to the hotel and I try, and man, this is crazy. But I had to really practice it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can come close to it, not really exactly because it's all backwards. But the greatest thing about that, it's because it was the fretless. So there was no frets noise.
Right.
So when you play, it's just smooth sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just so like that reverse effect is
Right.
naturally has a
He
smoothing
saved
sound to it.
me, and I ended up meeting Marcus Miller, my favorite bass player. And he came to the Radio City Hall to watch this guy from South Africa playing backwards. He's standing behind the curtain, and I was doing a sound check with Paul, and I see him, oh, man.
That's so fun.